will take the first Roshan? Who will win the knife round? Participate in the race of predictors and earn real money. The more bids, the more bonuses. Reward for your first deposit up to $600. esportsbets.com. Foresight, passion, and calculation.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Okay, finally we're underway. My name is Triumph Man. We'll be casting the SLTV Star Series Season 11. This is the Southeast Asian Division Games. Now, just a quick apology. We were having some issues getting this game rolling. The main issue was the fact that Skype is breaking and we couldn't actually get the password out. The admin was busy spamming away trying to get the message out. So, yeah, it took us a while to get rolling. We still actually didn't manage to find the Russian caster. I don't know where he is. So, we tried, but that's the issue here. It's not the teams. It's not us. Is unfortunately Skype this time around, so we're going to lay the blame there. Otherwise, guys, welcome. You're going to be watching G-Guard up against Invasion Esports. Now, G-Guard being, of course, the reformed Johnny's Revenge. Johnny's Revenge has been completed, destroying a team from the inside out. Well done, Johnny. You nuked that one pretty damn good, but G-Guard are up and running now. Winter, of course. Well known. And this time around, though, it looks like WTF will be drafting, so we'll see what they've got in mind. But they have banned out the Death Prophet. We'll see what their second ban is. On the other hand, Invasion have decided to get rid of the Centaur as well as the Scarth Mage. This might... I mean, Centaur, yeah, okay. You see him banned every now and then. The Scarth Mage is more common if you're going to play a Panda. Centaur, I don't think they're, like... Don't know if they really need to ban the Centaur. Actually, you know what? If you're going to pick a Panda, Centaur is pretty annoying to play against because you blink, you clap, you split, and while you're splitting, especially with the decreased cast time, or increased cast time, rather, one of the things Centaur can do is hit Stampede and everybody runs away. They just disengage. Even if you don't get the full distance out of range, it just allows the team to put a lot of space in between you and where you want them to be, where you want to lock them down. And Scarth Mage is also really just a huge pain in the butt. And there we go, it is a Panda. So these two heroes, I don't know if they really needed to ban both of them. That's, yeah.
Team pick.
I mean, that's your first two bans. Then again, of course, Team Malaysia before they imploded, banning Huskar and Ricky all day long, so there you go. I don't know if they really need to get both the Centaur and the Skyrath out in the first ban. Skyrath, yeah, maybe, okay. Centaur, less so, but anyway, we'll see. Tine Hunter, though, first pick for G-Guard, that just goes straight for that offlaner team-fighting hero. And he does do well in the offlane, but I mean, he's also, if you're going to do something tricky, you can, if you're expecting a melee mid, Tine Hunter actually crushes melee mid. He's really, really strong with Anchor Smash, so if you wanted to, he could actually go toe-to-toe with Brewmaster pretty easily in the mid lane. But on the other hand, he is a very solid offlane as well. VS, though, picked up as well. And this just sort of discourages Invasion from going for the Batrider. Well, also the Void. Decent counter to the Void, but mostly it really crushes that Batrider pick. So we won't probably see Invasion pick that up there. If they do, it'll be a pain in the butt. They really won't want to play into that.
5 seconds
Although actually,
remaining.
I mean, if they open with the Brew, split, and then Cyclone the VS, maybe that'll give Batrider the room he needs to get in. The main issue is the fact that VS just swaps out the Bat and completely screws over his lasso, but they will go with the Witch Doctor. I don't know if we'll be able to see the look at it go, because obviously Witch Doctor, even if he's given a greedy 4 roll, he tends to get the Ags, struggles to get the BKB unless you're on a complete steamroller ride to victory. And without the Ags, it's going to be pretty hard to get off. I mean, without the BKB, it'll be pretty hard to get off a decent Death Ward. I mean, yeah, okay. You could try and save it for after the Ravage, but if you try and save it for after Ravage, there's a good chance that everybody's just going to focus fire, burst you down, because A, they don't really want to get hit by Death Ward, B, you're squishy, C, they want to get rid of you before your stupid heal comes out. It is really, really frustrating. But G-Guard decided to go with a Medusa ban. Invasion, on the other hand, have gotten rid of Faceless Void and the Ember Spirit. Okay, Ember being picked out there. Faceless Void just all around annoying to play with. And I mean, you throw down against a Tide Hunter and a Faceless Void, oh boy. So much AoE CC. That's so frustrating to play against. At least they wouldn't have a Witch Doctor to go with it, but still.
10 seconds
AoE
remaining.
CC can pretty much turn an entire game. Refresher Orbs, it's all good stuff in the late game. Well, the Viper now banned out. Okay. That's an interesting choice. Maybe they're not expecting the Brewmaster. Maybe they're thinking it might be a Brewmaster offlane. Viper's the kind of hero that you take out when you're worried about a weak mid and getting crushed, or like a hero like, or even if you're going to play something like a Shadow Fiend mid, Viper can completely ruin his day. But they decided to get rid of it, so we'll see what... Maybe this isn't going to be... Maybe they're expecting a brew offlane, but then again, Invasion may be set on a brew mid, so we'll see. G-Guard might just be covering their base, saying, alright, well, let's just make sure they don't adapt. Send brew offlane, and then pick up a Viper or something to crush our mid.
5 seconds remaining.
Invasion. Okay.
Reserve time.
Going to take their time here. Lich being picked up for G-Guard. This... Ooh. I was going to say it could be something like a Morphling mid, because Lich Morphling mid is really frustrating to play against, but the Viper wouldn't be that bad. Like, there wouldn't be such a priority ban then. It'd be annoying, but a dual mid against a Viper would probably kick him out of that lane. Plus, the Lich would really crush his early farm as well. Invasion, though, go with the Nature's Prophet. So it looks like they're going to be doing the Brewmaster mid. And whether or not they actually need to do a dual mid remains to be seen. They might actually just say, you know what, Lich, go to the bottom lane and help Tidehunter out. Just help him control that lane. And one of the things Lich, and one of the benefits, of course, to a dual off lane, with the Tidehunter and the Lich, basically, Lich can help keep the lane in Tidehunter's favour, and he can go and do the stacking for Tide. So Tide can just leech solo experience, just go, okay, let me just grab this experience, make sure I get the quick level 5 or so, and then just send, and basically, Lich can just wait. He can get a bit of sacrifice experience, and then manage to snag a bounty rune here or there, get level 2 or so, and then just go, okay, we've got 4 or 5 stacks of Ancients here, let's go and break them with the Anchor Smash. Farm them up, get all that experience from that, and then he's ready to go. G-Guard now, they've got 2 supports, probably looking for their solo mid and their primary farmer. I mean, they could still go for something like a Morphling if they wanted to. That'd still be really effective. They are... Oh, okay, nope, Storm Spirit. Which, this isn't a terrible game to play against a Storm Spirit. They've got the Brewmaster. I mean, they've got the lockdown there. They can just Cyclone him, keep him out of the fight for a while. So they do have some lockdown, but they don't have a lot of on-demand stuns. Something like Lion would be really, really good against the Storm. Be really helpful indeed. And that would possibly be why they would basically, if they were expecting or they wanted to go for the Storm Spirit, that could be a reason that they decided to cover their bases and ban out the Viper just to make sure they didn't have to go up against something like the Viper mid. Storm, of course, not so hard against the Viper. Viper's range plus his harassment is completely
5 seconds
impossible for Storm to deal with. It is not a fun day at all. Plus, your magic armor also pretty damn irritating as well.
Reserve time.
Invasion, though, looking for another support and most likely a primary farmer here. Unless they're going... I mean, they could go all in on some kind of crazy push strat. They've got the Nature's Prophet. They pick another, like, say, a DK mid. That's also a possibility. They could try and just safe lane farm a Brewmaster if they want it. Or they, no, in that case, they'd probably actually toss the Brewmaster in this mid lane anyway. Put the DK in the safe lane. But it's going to be an Invoker mid against a Storm. If they can set up an EMP, that will really hurt the Storm. If they can set that up. But with the Invoker picked up, this could actually be a safe lane brew. Just put the Invoker mid, because the Invoker will do a lot more work against the Storm Spirit, most likely. But I mean, either works. They could do Invoker safe lane, they could do Brewmaster safe lane. Either one of them could work out here, but they're probably looking for another support, which is going to be G-Guard's last ban, I think. They're probably just going to pick off... I mean, if they just want a ban, like a Lion, or in this case, actually... I think they should probably ban something like the... they're going to ban the Ogre. I was going to say something like the Rasta could actually be pretty good to ban out as well, because right now, with the Forge, I'm assuming this is going to be an Exort, a Class Exort Invoker, because with the Nature's Prophet, they've got a lot of global power. They can just teleport, gank, and this really actually makes it quite dangerous to Storm Spirit. If he wants to go and get into a fight, Nature's Prophet can come out of nowhere and just put some right clicks on. Invoker obviously can toss Sunstrikes all around. It is actually pretty dangerous for him to go for early pickoffs. And with that global power, I mean, they've got the minion spam as well. They've got the trance. They've got the trance. They've got the Forge Elementals. They can actually knock down towers pretty quick. If they pick up something like a Rasta as well, they could really just tear through towers. Plus, Rasta would be absolutely fantastic to go up against Storm Spirit. He tries to zip in, gets Hex straight away, and gets shut down. Also, if you basically queue up the Hex on a Tidehunter, if you can see him lurking, getting ready to blink, you can insta-Hex him before he can get that Ravage off. It's really, really good stuff against him. And if they want to try and take early fights as well, it's hard to push into Serpent Wards. But they will take out the Ogre. I mean, Ogre's been first ban, first pick material for quite some time, actually. Which is, you know, fair enough. He's got one of those on-demand, really annoying stuns that Storm Spirit does not want to fly into, and just get double multied. You blow. Whoa, okay. That was unexpected for me. I did not really see that one coming at all. No particularly huge synergies here. I mean, other than just gives them some overall annoying fighting power. Does give them some sort of semi-global themselves. I mean, Storm Spirit wants to... No, he wouldn't. I mean, I want to say, like, somebody builds a Necro book just to help Tinker port in on targets.
5 seconds remaining.
So it's fun. And Invasion go with a Zeus. A support Zeus. I'm going to assume this is going to be a support Zeus being picked up here. And you know what? I like that. Against the Tinker and against the Storm Spirit, I mean, this is just all-around danger for them. The fact that they can just go, Tinker, you can't hide in the trees. I can just throw out vision whenever we need it. We can find you, bring you down, just crush you. And also interrupts the teleport as well. His Lightning Bolt, very, very useful. You know what? I like that last pick. On the other hand, he is a bit of food. I mean, Storm Spirit zips in. He's going to be a priority target. If he gets ravaged, he's going to die. They are going to target this, just blow him up so damn fast. And it comes down. I'm a little bit worried for the lineup here for Invasion. Like, I look at the lineup, they've got some cute tech, but the issue is a lot of their team fighting power is around that Brewmaster ult. They don't have that up.
10 seconds remaining.
It's quite possible that they just lose the fight just based on sheer damage.
5 seconds remaining.
That G-Guard can knock out because they can't really control the Storm Spirit all that easily. They don't have that many stuns. They've got some annoying stuff for Tinker to deal with, but that Storm Spirit's going to be all over the show. I don't know if they've got what it takes to lock him down and kill him. Which means Storm Spirit might just zip into the backline and blow up Zeus or blow up Witch Doctor if that Brewmaster ult isn't available. But you know what, we'll see how this turns out. Anyway, so let's call the lineups here. For Invasion on the Radiant side, we've got ADTR playing the Zeus, we've got Ketchik playing the Invoker, Ghost playing Nature's Prophet, FCFC on the Brewmaster, and OK on the Witch Doctor. On the Dire side, playing for G-Guard, we've got Winter on Tidehunter, Ling playing the Vengeful Spirit, Sharky on Lich, and single player playing Storm Spirit, and WTF on the safe lane farming Tinker. So this looks like it's going to be a pretty greedy game. As quick pause here. Not sure what's going on there. This looks like a pretty greedy game coming out from G-Guard. I mean, we're going to have Lich just defending. Lich is probably going to spend a lot of time to stack. I mean, they've got so many heroes to stack for here. Tinker, Tidehunter, all these heroes just freak. And I mean, if the Storm gets behind, they might even just stack up a camp for him to start remnanting and hitting with Overload. Quite possible. But we're probably going to see G-Guard play this one fairly safe. On the other hand, Invasion have got a lot of firepower. I mean, they try and set up... I mean, if somebody gets hit by a Sunstrike, there's so much possibility that Zeus is going to... Oh, Zeus and Nature's Prophet. Like, they have the full-on global strategy. We've got global ult, Sunstrike.
30 seconds to battle.
This is actually going to be pretty freaking hilarious. There's people dying all over the map. Ling's going to come to someone. Okay, Ling's gone for boots first. He wants to get aggressive, but it's going to be Solomid Invoker and aggressive Tri-Lane, it appears, with the Zeus. I don't know about this. I mean, yeah, you can have a support Zeus, but he wants to play pretty greedy. You know what? I suppose the Chain Lightning is actually, for the amount of mana it uses, it's a lot of good damage early on. The stun comes out there quickly. Link Thunderclap as well. This is an easy first blood. I don't see him getting away. There we go. First blood. The laser coming out too late there for WTF. Even if he hadn't waited Solemn Laser, I don't think that VS was escaping that one. Easy kill for Invasion. VS just really not respecting
invisibility.
The uphill there. Just walked up to that hill and just went, oh, well, shit. There's 3 people. I'm dead. What am I doing? Meanwhile, stun comes out on single player. Single player now in trouble. The stun comes back, hits him twice, and the auto attacks coming out from OK are so damn strong from Witch Doctor. No, he needs another hit. He turns around and backs off. He could have gone for that. The Lich came forward, but Lich has sacrificed level 1. He's not going to have the slow. He could have gone for that kill. He's got a higher move speed there than Storm Spirit. 305 versus 290. He could have auto attacked his way to victory. I think he thought that last hit was actually going to kill him there. Unfortunately, also Invoker opening with the Quas. If he'd saved that for the Exort there, they could have easily picked up a kill. Oh well. Mistakes were made. Now Lich already getting into the stacking there. Going to try and help them recover. See the pool maybe going to get contested in a moment. Meanwhile, Lich is harassing off OK. The bottom lane though, it's going to be a one-on-one with Nature's Prophet up against Tidehunter. Tidehunter though, this is going to be a relatively easy lane from Kraken Shell until Nature's Prophet manages to find some phase boots. He's got practically no damage against Tidehunter. He can't really use one of the power, like, Nature's Prophet is actually really good in a one-on-one scenario. He's actually quite strong. Very hard for a lot of heroes to beat. Like, you'll see NPs just crush heroes like Viper in a one-on-one. She gets stun coming out again. Ling. First stun goes to Thunderclap as well. No secondary stun. Then March Machine comes in, not really doing a whole lot, though. Actually, no. It's catching Zeus. Zeus taking a ton of damage from March Machine. Doesn't matter, though. They bring down VS, and Zeus will skip away here, cutting through the trees, and will walk away. But yeah, Nature's Prophet, one-on-one, he's transfer. He doesn't just mug people with him. Like, Viper cannot deal with him at all. He crushes heroes like that. But up against the Kraken Shell, he's actually pretty impotent. So Winter's going to get a lot of easy farm here. I don't really see Ghost. Like, Ghost will get the last hits as well, but he's not going to be able to push Winter out with any great ease. Yeah, he's already got the level 2 Kraken Shell. He's going to come forward. Look at that. Just runs forward, anchor smashes, doesn't give a damn. Already, though, this offensive trial off to a good start. I mean, it has to. If this tri-lane fails, if an offensive tri-lane fails, it's like pretty much the game is large. Like, you need a big error by your opponents to get back in the match, because you wind up with an underfarm core and 2 underfarm supports, and supports are so important in the early phase, especially in the current meta. They have to really set the pace of the game, and if they're underfarmed, underleveled, it's just impossible for them. If you lose that offensive trial, they just have no real ability to catch back up, so you really need your opponents to make some errors to give them some space to get back into the game. But so far, G-Guard doing well. Not so well in this trialing up top. They've managed to feed away the VS twice. On the plus side, Lich is managing this. This is like, if your defense trial falls apart, like, this is exactly what happens. You stack, stack, stackity stack, and then you just have someone come and clear them later. In this case, it'll be Tinker. Tinker's going to head over there in a moment. It just helps them catch up a lot. They get some stuff done. Whereas if you fail an offensive trial, you get no value out of it whatsoever. It's just so upsetting. And it's, whoa, okay. I was expecting Quas Exhorted. This is in fact Quas Wax, which I guess against the Storm EMPs, like, they're crippling. But I thought they were going for the full-on glow up. I mean, maybe we'll just see him switch a little bit later. He might have actually picked up the early Wex just because he's worried about getting ganked. We'll see if he switches it up, though. I was expecting the Exhort, though, for the global ganking, especially if you're, like, Exhort. When you're running offensive trial, like, Exhort is the go-to. Is VS about to die again? Stun going to come out? No, not yet. Casket being saved. Casket? No, no Casket. Changes his mind. Probably should have gone for it. I mean, they've got Lightning Bolt. Then again, they don't have the Sunstrike. I mean, this is it. Like, you go for a gank like this, just bang. He's out there. Ling comes back in, cops a stun. Lightning Bolt, Frost Blast comes out, slows down. Okay, now popping the Voodoo Restoration. But that's the kind of, like, you have a level 2 Sunstrike come in, bam, VS is dead. That's why it's so damn good when you're running an offensive trial. So I'm actually pretty surprised he went Quas Wex. And it is, yep, alright, it's Quas Wex, it is. And if they were going for early pushes, I guess one of the benefits, of course, going the Tinker last pick. Meanwhile, mid lane, oh, Tornado so close, 4 health. Oh, man. Ketchy getting a little RNGG'd there. Unfortunately, his auto attacks could have done the final hit. Just didn't roll hard enough. Yeah, one of the nice benefits to the... Oh, Zeus going for the Lightning Bolt. Doesn't quite find it. Maybe she'd thrown it forward. Maybe it would have just bounced onto him. Decided not to go for it, though. But yeah, one of the nice benefits to last pick Tinker is that Invasion actually had a pretty decent push coming out there. I mean, they've got... If they went Quas Exhort and the Trance, they could push pretty decently. G-Guard lose a hero. Quite possible that they lose a tower as well. But on the other hand, with the Tinker last pick, once he has bots, it's going to be really hard to push him down. So in fact, they might actually need the Quas Wex to just set up the team fight from a long distance away. And just get in there. I mean, if they land a Tornado EMP onto Tide as well, I mean, that's probably the big one. They land a Tornado EMP onto Tide, they might drain enough mana that he can't actually Ravage, which would be a huge deal. And Brew's running forwards, not finding anything though. Pings are coming out here. They're suspecting a ward. There is no ward though. I think there's a ward here. They're not. No, they're pinging for a smoke gank. They would have seen these stacks, so they know Tinker's gone to farm these. It's a great read by Invasion. Unfortunately, Ling face checks them. Finds them. I mean, that was an accident, but this is definitely easy value here. They'll get another kill on the VS, but as long as they don't lose the Tinker, in fact, they get a return kill. Ravage popped out just for this. They will get a kill on OK there. And I mean, if you're going to die as a support, that is definitely a value death right there. Prevents a gank on Tinker and also gets a return kill. And most importantly, like, protects his stacks as well. So Tinker gets the kill, plus he doesn't lose his stacks. That is definitely a big deal, because I mean, Nature's Prophet could go, oh look, stacks, let me come and help farm them. It's the kind of thing you probably would have seen. Like, they lost Tinker there, easy. Everybody runs in, kill the stacks, get the farm, upset Tinker, make supports really, really sad. Just profit though. Has picked up the phase boots. Now Tide, not that much stacking being done for him. In fact, all the stacking was being done in the jungle there. On the plus side though, Tinker got those stacks off. Plus a kill. He's in a very healthy shape right now, I think. 35 CS at the 7-minute mark. Quite strong. And a whole bunch of them neutrals as well. In fact, didn't even fully clean out the neutrals. Just went back. Another
Dire's
smoke up there.
tower
Face
is
checked
under
again
attack.
by Ling. Just bounces that off. And smoke gank prevented indeed. Now Ling's come mid. Uh-oh, zips in. Now we're going to drag him back there. Catching now in trouble. Stun comes through as well. Tornado counter, so doesn't matter. We will get the kill there. Storm Spirit will get the final hit. Should also mention, where do we go? I'm assuming he's going to go Rockets next. That would make the most sense. Tinker now working on his bots. Meanwhile, Tide working towards, well, you know what? They might not actually do a blink. They might actually just save it. No. They are going to do a blink. If he was going to do a mech, he would be building it right now. So it looks like he's just going to go and grab a blink straight up. And see the auto attacks. Now with the phase boots, he can actually do a fair bit of damage, but this might not work. EMP coming through. Actually, no, Tide. He's just going to TP out. Laughs it off as we don't have a cold snap. Okay, never mind. He'd already invoked Ghost Walk. Was invoked... Left. I think he just invoked EMP, and unfortunately, the low level on basically invoke means he can't invoke a second spell. So Titan just reads that right, just TPs out immediately.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Keep forgetting Invoker. Which one is it? Pretty sure that's the newest spell there. Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah, he just invoked EMP, and that's the new one now. It picks up Cold Snap now. See Tide come in, he's got Ravage, pops at the Ravage, catches two, Zeus so pops at the Lightning, not enough though, Split comes out, not fast enough. And they lose to G-Guard striking back. A much needed kill. Or pair of kills. These Ravages right now, the first one was, you know what, they get a little bit of a kill. This one though, killing Brew, that's a pretty big deal. That's going to slow down his, well, I say it's going to slow down his blink, he's already got a
Dire's
blink.
bottom tower
In fact,
is
went
under
straight
attack.
blink, did not even stop. Often we see them just go, often we see the Brewmasters actually stop and go for the Arcanes first, just because it really has, he has mana issues quite badly. You see the stack foul there. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they are just going to continue pushing. Unfortunately, this stack here, pulling up to the north is actually pretty dodgy. Screws up half time, and here is Thunderclap dive. Winter actually walks straight into that. And the split comes out. Winter, I don't know what he was thinking. Although he might actually get away here. The Pandas don't do that much damage. Bottling up now. Going to duck into the trees. No, decides not to. The Pandas chucks a rock. It will finish him off just barely. That last nuke. I'm not 100% sure what Winter was thinking. Anyway, goes down, getting dragged back in. If he had Ravage, that would have made more sense. Doesn't matter. Stun comes through. Okay, now. Out of mana. EMP comes in. Stun. Lightning Bolt comes through. Zeus. Trying to clean up a kill. Lich gets taken out. To EMP. No. Tornado comes through. Lightning Bolt again. Down goes the Storm Spirit.
Dire's bottom
Zeus.
tower is under attack.
Making his damage hurt as it looks like teleport in. No, Ling actually gets away. Nature's Prophet buys back and jumps back into the fight. Meanwhile, Tinker's come back into the fight as well. Whoop, they throw out the Wave of Terror. The deep push comes out now with Marching Machines. Winter, I mean, he just walked into... I don't know what... I thought he was just TPing back off. He TP'd in and walked into 3 heroes without Ravage. Yeah, that was a bit questionable to say the least. And then got punished for it pretty heavily.
Feeling no pain.
Rockets coming spam once again. There's Zeus though. Still looking for level 6. Doing a fairly standard build. 3 in Bolt, 1 in his passive, and then 1 in his Chain Lightning, of course. Both value points there. See single player now, still working towards. Look like he's going for it. That could be power treads first, but I'm assuming he's going to pick up an Orchid. Zip in. It's a lot of mana used though, and doesn't even get in range of OK. Decides to just pull back. TP was cancelled as well. But at this point in time, I think Invasion... You know, I think G-Guard have the advantage here going towards the late game, but then again, I haven't really, I haven't really seen a lot of Zeus's in action, so... And I don't know how he's going to do against the Tinker in terms of frustrating him. Just allowing them to pick off Tinker is going to be the big deal when he tries to jump around. And we'll see. I feel like, though, my gut feeling is that G-Guard have a definite advantage here because Invasion don't really have the skill set that they want to really deal with a Tinker and a Storm in the late game, and they don't really have the benefit of an easy big AoE CC like Ravage. I mean, you throw out a double Ravage at the end of during like the late game, it's always relevant. As long as you land it before the BKBs come out, it is going to crush team fights. And, you know, they land a double Ravage. That's going to pretty much open up the fight for Tinker and Storm to zip in and pick off the supports, just take the Zeus out of the fight, take the Witch Doctor out of the fight. And suddenly the big ults, big spells are all down. They don't have these abilities to fight back. You know, I feel like Invasion are just going to fall prey to G-Guard's mobility in the late game. So right now, as the game's progressing, I think they really need to be more putting, like, they want to be putting more pressure on these towers. You're going to get the tier 1 offlane, but it's not really a high value tower. They really want to get this top one and this mid one here, because they need to take control of this jungle, prevent the Dire from farming it all day long. Tinker, his bots are up and running. Probably going to see the Blink Dagger next. Right now, I don't think G-Guard are in much of a rush. Brewmaster does have it. Oh, we actually went for Power Treads. Brewmaster does have his ult up and running. Tinker now teleporting in again. They're looking for a gank here on Storm. They might get more than they bargained for, though. Tornado comes through, whiffs, EMPs come through as well. Blink Clap comes through. Oh, he lands in on top of WTF. WTF now in trouble. They bring down the Tinker. Storm zips forward, tries to zip again, zips again. Jumps into the tree line, should be just safe there. Meanwhile, though, Ling is probably going to pay the price. Right it's done, swap, nicely done. Doesn't matter. Oh no, the Panda, they can't make up their mind. They're going to go forward. Nope, never mind. Runs back, goes up the Tide. Tide tosses up the air. Ravage is available, could go for this. Lich now charging forward. Throws at the armor. They are giving chase, but Nature's Prophet is already gotten the hell out of dodge, and Brewmaster recombines and blinks out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So Brew having trouble making his mind. EMP coming through. Winter gonna strongly hit. Throws to the Ravage. Ravage comes out finally. Tornado comes through. I hear a Chain Frost come through. Down goes the Invoker. And now the turnaround here on FC. He's out of mana, out of luck. Oh no, never mind. Death Ward. Look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it go. WTF runs. He does manage to zip away there. Out of line of sight, it gets a return kill on the Lich and buys the space for Panda to get the hell out of there. Witch Doctor. Normally we see stuns come in to try and save people. This Witch Doctor's plans down and says, alright, here's the DPS. You want to walk into this? No, the hell you don't. Get the hell back. And Lich, you're going to die. And Winter, though, still looking for that blink. Once they get this blink, this is where things get hairy, because then the Alpha Strike is definitely on G-Guard's side. I don't really think Invasion have what they need to try and defend against the Blink Ravage. Maybe if they get the Panda split off before the Ravage completely crushes them, they'll be okay. But if Winter jumps in there and lands a good Ravage, I think Invasion are going to fall apart really quick. Also got to say, WTF was somewhat unlucky. They didn't have a ward spotting him up here, but when the Tornado whiffed, it provides vision and a large AoE, and they just caught him on the edge there. And that was enough vision for FC to see him and just go, oh, well, there's the Tinker. I'm just going to jump on him. That's an easy kill, because they were setting up to try and kill Storm, which is obviously a really hard kill to get when you don't have good stuns. And pretty much they would have been working with a Cold Snap, and that's about it to try and bring down the Storm.
Top tower is under attack.
But the Tinker, easy kill, being spotted immediately there by that Tornado. Unfortunately, I didn't register for WTF, didn't realise he'd been spotted, and just stood around and got thunderclapped for his troubles. D room pop bottom. Looks like they're going to trade tier 1s in the safe. Oh, maybe not actually. The bottom tower, for Radiant being allowed to survive, Tinker's just going to push the wave back a bit with some more March Machines. Meanwhile, tier 1 for the Dire does get dropped up in the top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
No resistance being mounted. G-Guard just going to continue pushing tier 1 bottom. They're still not in too much of a hurry. Tide's got Blink now. Ravage is going to be up in 30 seconds. Once that's up, they'll be happy to take a fight. Before that, though, they're just going to wait. They probably have time to wait for Ravage to come up. Oh, maybe not actually. The minion spam is pretty high here. In fact, they don't. They want to save this tier 2. They need to come and engage. But I don't think Ravage, I don't think they're really feeling like it. Especially with... Oh, Chain Frost is almost up. Maybe they can. But this is an important tower. Clearing these towers here and just securing control of the Radiant jungle. You see here, the ward being thrown up. They've got this ward up here as well. They really want to make sure that G-Guard can't get in here and farm. They can keep that Tinker out of there. It's just, and basically, they keep him out of the jungle. They push him into the lanes. And if he's in the lanes with the Zeus and the Nature's Prophet, as well as the long-range tornado, they can probably find and kill him. And just make it really dangerous for him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Tinker is farming, like his farm was actually really, really strong before. In fact, it's still pretty decent now, but it has slowed down a little bit. He's not getting those massive amounts of kills as he was before. Zeus just checking for wards. And actually, this is one of the really good things about Zeus. Playing offensive ladder like this, he can just, like, the defensive wards for these greedy lineups, like G-Guard's got here with his Tinker, really wants to farm and farm and farm. Getting rid of the wards and making it difficult for them to farm is a big deal. And Zeus, of course, makes that so easy to do. I really like that change to Lightning Bolt, just the fact that you can use it to scout for wards really easily. When you play against stuff like Slark and Zeus together, it's like you never have a ward up again. Uh-oh, blink forward there. FC comes in, Thunderclap. Winter has Ravage up, pops it out, double stack stuns on FC. A bit of an error there as the Tornado comes through, catching 2, and the Hex as well, Orchid rather, comes through there on Tide. Tide goes down, but Ling and Winter, a bit of a miscommunication. Had they not stacked those stuns, that would have been a dead Panda. Unfortunate Magic Missile and Ravage together, messing that up. They chained them rather than stacking them. That was a dead Panda for sure. Now, 2 heroes down. They can try and take this. Well, you know what? Maybe not. I don't know.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's actually pretty questionable because between March of Machines and the Frost Armor, alright, looks like G-Guard do manage to hold it. As Invasion are unwilling to push forwards. Interesting choice. G-Guard decide to go with the offensive wards. Considering that they want to protect their own, like, considering they're going for the more late game oriented one, I find it interesting that they are going for those offensive wards there in the enemy jungle. But it just lets them know when someone's farming in there with them. Uh-oh, Tinker now in trouble, but Sydney's ward's potting him out here. WTF now, out of mana, out of luck. He's going down, no escape.
Stop.
As we see, we have the invisible ninja assassin invoker can just race car around. With the Orchid Cold Snap, he's so easily able to solo these heroes. And Tinker, of course, mana hungry. You Cold Snap and EMP him, he is so screwed, especially with the Orchid. He's not going anywhere. Uh-oh. They see OK, blink forward. OK though, pops up the Voodoo Restoration. Winter's like, I can't get line of sight. Now we got the line of sight there from Zeus. Zip forward though on top of Zeus. Zeus now being dragged there by the Vortex. Winter getting stunned up by the Casket. Does not have Ravage. Deathfall comes out. Down goes the Lich. Lightning Bolts come through there. Zeus pops the Wrath of the Thunder God. Down go through 2-3 for G-Guard. They lose Lich, VS, and the Tide under single player now possibly in trouble as we see the Sprout come through. Blink, Thunderclap. Orchid comes through on single player. Storm goes down and G-Guard suddenly faltering. And Tinker gonna have to cancel that TP because he's gonna get crushed if he tries to come in here. And there we go, Invisible Ninja Assassin
Dire's
Invoker.
middle tower is under attack.
Who's this Ninja Gaiden Invoker here? Wants to pretend he's Ricky Maru. WTF says, screw it, I'm just gonna push the bottom lane. Tinker, I don't think they're actually gonna have enough time.
Dire's
They
middle
picked this
tower
Tinker,
has
unfortunately, I
fallen.
don't think they have the time to finish farming him. It's 20 minutes in. And they've only got one tier 2 left, and this tier 2, you know, this is actually a decent tier 2. This tier 2 is shit. Nobody needs this tier 2. It's useless. This one, on the other hand, gives pretty quick access to the Roshan pit, comparatively speaking, especially if you've got blinkers on your team. They can jump in really easily. So for G-Guard, having a Storm, a Blinking Tinker, and the Blinking Tidehunter, or even just a VS who can scout and swap people out, that's actually a pretty good tower to have. Now, whether or not Invasion want to go high ground just yet is a good question, because the problem is if they screw this up, because right now they have got us around about a 7.5k, 7k gold lead, and if they screw this up and feed 3 or 4 kills, they're going to give a massive gold swing. If they give it to a hero like Tinker and Storm, that's a recipe for disaster. So they want this high ground to go right, so they might actually wait for Roshan and possibly another tier of items before they go. They might wait for another 5 minutes, finish farming another core set of items, and then go for it. They might wait for those BKBs. BKB for Nature's Prophet coming out, and the Brewmaster also going for his BKB. I don't know. Brewmaster's BKB not as important, but still okay. I mean, he doesn't have Orchids. Oh, actually, he does. I lie. Storm has got an Orchid, so he might actually wait for the BKB before they go, just to play it safe and get the Roshan as well. But on the other hand, that might be dangerous. They can tank the Roshan with the Treants, but it's still an enclosed space against a Blinking Tidehunter. It's pretty dangerous, to say the least. Now we've got a blink forward there. Clap comes out. Storm as well. No, Storm's in trouble. Storm gets silenced and brought down. See a blink out there from Tide. Tornado comes through, catching nobody. Meanwhile, BKB pop by Nature's Prophet, just right-clicking Ling. Ling is all sorts of screwed. Goodbye, Ling. Tinker, though, just blinks and jumps out. TP's out. That's another 3 down. G-Guard, they were looking for a gank themselves. Unfortunately, it backfired horribly. See that gold lead now, stretching to almost 10,000. This is it. They can go high ground now, but they've got to be careful. They really don't want to botch this. Botched high ground is going to cost them a lot. They see WTF. They ping him as well. They don't manage to get through there. Ooh, that's another good one. I forgot. Sprout gives vision. That's actually really good for hunting that Tinker. Sprout gives a lot of vision. It's actually pretty ridiculous.
Dire's structures are fortified.
CFC now. Glyph popped. Meanwhile, counter push in mid lane. Wins now. Teleporting back. Tornado comes through. Only hits VS for the rush. You know, it gets lich as well. There is no follow-up EMP or push forward there. They are running low on mana. I think they are just going to try and disengage. Play it safe. No suiciding up onto the tier 3 just yet for invasion. Zip forward. It's a long-range zip. Invoker grabbed up there. Brought down. His killing spree. It's only a killing spree.
Radiant structures
could be worse.
Fortified. Radiant's
See,
middle
Orchid
tower
come through.
is
The
under
Nature's
attack.
Prophet decides he wants his Tinker now. Gets in there with a blind, and I think that might save Storm. Storm going to survive. Oh, never mind. Blink there from Panda brings him down. It was a good laser otherwise, though. That kept the Storm alive for long enough for him to zip out. Unfortunately, Blink Clap does do the damage needed. Winter backing up as well. They don't want to fight without the Storm. So 1 for 1 there. Although that's telling me lies and not actually calculating the full fight.
Illusion.
And okay, just going to spend the last of his mana to heal up FZ and then back off to go on and grab a trip to the well. And there we go. Zeus counter. Oh, that's all. Oh, no, he finds it. There we go. Figures it out and also aggroes a whole crap load of creep. Uphill misses. Uphill misses. That's what, 4 uphill misses in a row. Oh, man. AD is getting RNGG'd hard. Finally gets it. Pan's like, yo, do I need to blink up there? I will do it. I will do this for you. Zeus, not so strong on the auto attacks. Meanwhile, top lane, there's a bit of a fight breaking out here. It's WTF, easy pickings. Ninja Gaiden Invoker decides to kill him. Oh boy, what can you do? Invisible Ninja Assassin. I mean, this is why he's gone for this, just to help him get these pickoffs, rather than the Exort build that you take to try and help out your offensive trial. So, you know what, they betted on it, worked out. Why not? Come on. Uh-oh. Nature's Prophet comes in, double Orchids coming out on top of single player. Uh-oh. Yep. Them pickoffs.
Now your tree food.
Storm was screwed. There was no. He walked this way, get away from the Nature's Prophet, just walked straight to an Orchid from the Invoker. And with 2 down, they decide, alright, time to go and bring down this Roshan, and then they can go high ground. Tinker will be back up, but without the Storm, you know what? Zeus is taking a lot of damage. He needs to be careful. Blink Ravage, though. This is a Mask of Madness Nature's Prophet, which, you know, I don't hate it. They're playing against squishy heroes. Like, with the pickoffs against Tinker and Storm, that's actually pretty good.
Roshan has fallen.
He does a
to the
considerable amount of damage right now. The right click is doing 200 damage. Around about 200 damage, plus the Orchid bonus. At 25 minutes in, that's actually quite good. So, I don't hate that at all. I think that's actually pretty... For the matchup he's against, that's actually pretty damn... It's pretty damn good. Of course, he's got to watch out for the return burst. But then again, Nature's Prophet tends to be porting into fights that he's pretty much guaranteed to win. It's going to become more questionable once the BKB is done for heroes like Stormspirit, in which case he can't guarantee just to silence them and then beat the crap out of them. If they just... Because if he goes against the Storm with the BKB, he's just going to BKB turn around and kill him while the Mask of Madness buff is up. So, it'll be a bit more questionable then. But right now, it's good, just to help solidify their advantage. And at the end of the day, if he decides he doesn't want it anymore, he can just sell it. And it's only like a 900 gold loss, which for a Nature's Prophet is not... For another hero like a support, or even like a hero that doesn't farm that quick, that's a pretty big deal. But for Nature's Prophet, who's a greedy as shit hero, that's not the biggest loss in the world. As there we go, that Orchid again, just bang! So much work here against Stormbringer. He gets counter Orchid to there, it doesn't even matter. Nature's Prophet just freaking right clicks him.
Come to me.
G-Guard. Oh man, they need one good fight. Just one good Ravage setup. They could get back into this match, but... Right now, Invasion being very careful about not giving them a botched fight. As Invoker has been spotted this time around, it seems. I think he's saying, hey, we should check that for wards. They're suspecting some vision has been there, and it was. But can they still see the Witch Doctor? Yep, they can still see the Witch Doctor. they're going to be Invasion have to be careful about splitting up too much, because if
Dyer's
they split up too much,
attack.
Storm
Come.
and Tinker and Lich could actually pick somebody off. Oh, not Tinker, not Lich, freaking Tide. But they have to be careful if they give away pickoffs, because they're worth quite a bit now. There we go, smoke up. They're looking for a pick-off. Whoa, the Panda. Actually, I think he's on killing spree as well. He will be very valuable. Storms it forward. Silence, no silence just yet. Grabs him straight away. Make sure he doesn't have time to BKB. The silence would have been absolutely useless. But the split comes out. The counter-attack comes through. Wrath of the Thunder God comes out. Ling now caught with a stun. Gonna try and get away. Doesn't look like he's gonna manage it. Gets brought down there. Meanwhile, everybody else does disengage successfully. That's a smoke gank. Absolute. That's a whole bunch of wasted time. And all that happened was they got Ling killed again. Now, around about a 16,000 gold advantage there. Mid lane, nope, no kills. Tornado, whiffs. $4K gold there for Nature's Prophet. Witch Doctor did not go for the early ags, instead just went for an urn, as well as a medallion. Alright then. Zeus, on the other hand, build one for each shoe. I mean, you know what? What they're doing here, the Tranquil Boots is just all around useful for Zeus to help out with his mobility, also just help him out with the general regen as well, because he's going to be taking a lot of harass damage coming out there from the rockets and other annoying things, Wave of Terror, long range, stuff like that. So I don't hate the early game. Tranquil Boots fantastic. When they're trying to do these sustained pushes, having some arcanes is going to be a big boon for the team indeed. So I think the double boots idea here, pretty solid. Nature's Prophet goes for some more right-click damage, picks up a Demon Edge. In this case, could be Daedalus, could even be a Monkey King Bar just to help out deal with the fact that he's getting blinded in these fights as well. But Tinker now, oh, Tinker has been spotted, that lightning bolt, so good. Spotted, has his TP cancelled, just gets crushed there. FC decides to jump in. Storm comes forward now, goes for the Zeus kill, goes for the double kill here. FC, split 5 seconds. BKB though, bounces a Ravage. It's only on OK. Casket comes out, single player buyback there. No buybacks just yet, actually. I lied. Tornado comes through. EMP as well. And now the Death Ward. They get a full 5-man wipe. The Death Ward does the damage, and Tornado's set up.
Has been killed.
Oh man, they get a courier kill as well. What did it have on it? Not a whole lot. Yeah, practically nothing. Okay, this is a tower down. A 5-man wipe there. They bring down the Tinker to just go for it. The Tinker did not have buyback to spend there. I thought he was going to buy back into that fight, but he couldn't manage it in fact.
Dyer's structures
Invasion will take the first racks at 29 minutes, and this is like they had the firepower to do this at 20, but I think waiting an extra 10 minutes was the right choice to make. They still have the Aegis as well in Invoker. They're barely breaking a sweat in that fight.
Middle barracks has fallen.
And Titan of Winter, he threw the Ravage, it just meant absolutely nothing. Just got BKB'd off immediately. And that setup there from the Zeus, absolutely fantastic for Invasion.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Invasion just not giving G-Guard the space they need to get this lineup up and rolling. The Tinker just not really having the room to be effective. He's got a couple of kills here and there, but he's not found the steamrolling power that he needed. Ever since, like, he had a good start, but it just went all bad from there on out. Oh, Wrath of the Thunder God comes through. Ling, though, in trouble. Tornado comes through. EMP as well. It's on Storm. Storm gets all gonna force staffed away. Gets out of the EMP, but he will be brought down. Rock gets chucked. He gets stunned down. And Titan are now lifted up into the air by the Cyclone.
Dyer's top barracks has fallen.
And GG is called. So Invasion will take this one up against G-Guard. That's very basically an easy win for them.
Radiant
yeah, I say easy. The early game went well for them. Until they had until they tried to invade the Dire Jungle. Those couple of fights went really bad with them. They lost a support hero, their smoke gang failed, didn't get the kills they wanted. Tinker got his stacks off just fine, so that went well. And they tried again. They lost 2 heroes because of a Blink Ravage there, or a Blink Ravage from Titan, to completely screwed them over. They lost the Panda as well in that fight. That was a really big loss to them. But unfortunately, the G-Guard, just the pressure kept coming from Invasion, and the next couple of fights worked out for them. They kept bringing down the Tinker, was a really upsetting part for them. Just Tinker did not find the farm he needed. Just got ganked too many times. He got the Dagon and the Blink up, but unfortunately he just started contributing to the fight a little bit too late, and Invasion had the line to seek him out in the fights and bring him down with the burst damage. Anyway, guys, this was Triumph of Man casting for the SLTV. For the Starladder Series 11. We will be back in 15 minutes with the next match. Next up, we will have First Departure up against Execration, so stay tuned for that, guys. That'll be coming in 15 minutes, so we'll be back then.